in my head was, I'd been sitting watching TV broadcasts earlier in the evening, and there was truck strikes, and there was people being stoned, and there was trucks being burnt, and there was reports on special assignments on marijuana and all sorts of things. And I thought to myself, I got a jacket from the Matrics called, and they put their name on #PapaP. And I thought, well, if they regard me as a father, then as a father, I needed to say something. And so I remembered that Gareth Cliff, a local media celebrity, wrote an open letter to Jacob Zuma. And when I Googled it and looked at it, it was sent to Jacob Zuma on the 12th of the 10th, 2010, exactly to this day, 2 years ago. And I knew that what I wanted to do was write an open letter to President Zuma, in the same way that Gareth Cliff wrote that letter. And so I have this letter right here, and when I'm finished reading it to you, and when I'm finished telling you about what's in this letter, I will send it to Gareth Cliff, I will send it to Ryan O'Connor, I will send it to John Nathan, and I will send it to President Zuma, and so that he can read it too. And this is what I will tell him. Dear President Zuma, it's 2 years to the day when Gareth Cliff, a local media celebrity, wrote an open letter to you, and it caused quite a stir at the time. And as I was thinking about what I was going to say to the class of 2012 at my school, his letter came to mind. And as I reread it, I realized it was about time for another one. Not quite as controversial perhaps, but nevertheless, another open letter, born out of my desire to see the 200 matrics that we're about to send you fulfill their dreams in a positive, dynamic South Africa. My name is Stephen Price, and I am the principal of Bergvliet High School here in the Western Cape. Some would describe this school as a former Model C school, a description generally used to justify why other schools are underperforming, but that is another discussion. You see, right now, I'm addressing close on 1,000 teachers, parents, and pupils at the valedictory service of the class of 2012 at my school. It is a special occasion full of excitement and expectation, of joy and sadness, of hope and trepidation, and it will be a day for them to remember. Their last official day of school, and I'd like to tell you a little bit about them. But before I do, consider this. For the past 12 years, also, every single person in this hall has been working towards this one goal: their educators, their families, and themselves. And in the past 5 years, it has been our mission at Bergvliet High School to develop in these young people a revival of respect, a unity of purpose, a spirit of participation, and more importantly, a sense of hope. Values that we believe will stand them in good stead in the big wide world out there, and values that we should be seeing in the leaders of our country. In Gareth's letter, he outlined various suggestions that he believed you needed to pay urgent attention to. Sadly, you and our government have not responded with anything resembling leadership, and we have lurched from one crisis to another over the past 24 months. I believe that many of Gareth's suggestions are still valid, notwithstanding the crudity of his delivery at times. But I share his deep sense of frustration because, like him, I believe in the future of this country and our youth. What follows is what my staff and I have taught our 200 matrics at Bergvliet High, and I would venture that you and our government could do with a few lessons in this regard. Let me tell you what we have done. A revival of respect. We have taught these youngsters about our shared heritage, about our country, about each other, about the value of treating others with respect, about being proud of who they are, about loyalty and integrity. But this is what we're up against from you and our government, our elected leaders. Continuing rampant corruption, fraud, self-enrichment, misuse of public funds, the appointment of family and supporters regardless of ability, the manipulation of the justice system by convicted criminals, Sheikh and Salibi come to mind, and finally the massacre at Marikana. You've let us down at every turn. You did not care. You lacked leadership. But most importantly, you have undermined everything we tried to teach our young charges. Our government has not, under your leadership, developed a revival of respect. Well, we are sending you 200 young South Africans who know what respect is, who know the value of others, who are proud of where they come from, who are proud of this country, and who are loyal, passionate, and honest. And my request to you is that you show them the respect they deserve. They might be young, but they are citizens of this country, and they will be our leaders one day. Take them, but don't mess them around. Provide them with opportunity. They will create the jobs you need because we taught them how. Respect them, sir. I do. A unity of purpose. A unity of purpose. My staff have taught our matrics to work together, to understand that each of them has a different and unique role to play in achieving the common goal, that without a vision, people will perish, and that if we all pull in different directions, we will never achieve anything, and that our strength is in the whole, not in the individual. Again, you and our government have let us down. We have watched in dismay as the unions, the factions within government, the personal agendas of our elected leaders and influential individuals have dragged this country, have dragged the people of this country further apart, even deeper into the pit of despair, and ever backward and away from the vision that we all bought into in 1994. Why did you do that? Is the alliance more important than the future of our matrics? Is Mr. Malema so important that he can do and say what he wants, and by doing so undermines any unity of purpose in this country? Or is it all just politics? Is the culture of entitlement that prevails amongst our people and fostered by union, alliance, and populist leaders worth more than the value of hard work? Again, we are sending you 200 young South Africans who know the value of hard work, of having a vision and working towards it, and who understand that in order to achieve the vision, they have to work side by side and shoulder to shoulder with each other. We are giving you 200 young South Africans eager to be part of the solution. Please use every single one of them. I personally recommend them. They won't let you down. They will work hard, I know. A spirit of participation. My staff have worked above and beyond the call of duty to provide every opportunity for our children. Clubs, societies, community service, sport, art, music, drama, endurance, debating, quizzes, national Olympiads, culture, recycling, continuing incoming and outgoing tours, exposure to exchange students from Germany, USA, Reunion, Canada, Australia, China, and the UK, refugees from Central French-speaking Africa, and a myriad of extracurricular courses on project management, philosophy, engineering, design, music, and art, to name but a few. Every one of our students has had an equal opportunity to be part of a vibrant 21st century South African school. And the benefits have been incredible. Sportsmanship, empathy, understanding, comradeship, connection, health and wellness, competition, talent, strength, intellectual growth, stamina, love of learning, service to others, understanding the needs of others over self, leadership, courage, passion, and I could go on and on. But what example do you set? Instead of building up, you break down. Lack of school sport structures, bureaucratic interference in performing schools, constant changes to curriculum, lack of textbooks, lack of community infrastructure, and your lip service to policy that outlines wonderful aims and objectives but gets nowhere. We couldn't wait for you to deliver, so we did it ourselves here at Bergvliet. Our parents got involved and they paid their school fees. They supported our teachers, gave the benefits that you should have provided. and this, that you should have provided, sorry, and this allowed my staff to give more and more. Do I hear the Hardy shouting, former Model C school at this point? Probably, but that's your fault, I'm afraid. You have not done enough to raise the level of involvement in education. We witnessed the collapse of the Eastern Cape Education Department, Limpopo, and instead of solutions, we have officials avoiding accountability, scurrying for cover, and making excuses. But here's a thought. We have just produced 200 young South Africans that are not afraid of rolling up their sleeves and getting involved. We have taught them the value of participation. Put them into work programs, and Helen might be able to give you help in this regard. Into learnerships. We have 6 trainee teachers permanently stationed at our school. Put them into sport, into teaching, into apprenticeships, into corporate South Africa, and I can guarantee you that our 200 children will make things start to happen. But don't delay, as many of them are looking to opportunities across the ocean, and we need them here. You need them here. Tell them that you want them to stay. I would. And finally, Mr. President, I've always wanted to say it. A sense of hope. Hope, not in the sense of wishful thinking, not simply in the sense of a positive attitude, of being optimistic without reason, but rather hope in the sense of confident expectation based on a solid foundation. That's what we've given our children at Bergvliet High School. We've given them something to strive for, to look forward to, a vision, a better life for all. Sound familiar? Why then does my Dutch scholar, scoring over 90% in all his subjects, not get accepted into UCT or Stellenbosch for medicine? Why are her hopes being dashed? They should be knocking down the door, my door, her door, to enroll her. Not your fault, I hear you say? Nothing to do with you? Well, I'm sorry, sir, it has everything to do with you. Gareth Cliff said 2 years ago, India and China are churning out new, brilliant, qualified people at a rate that makes us look like losers. South Africa has a proud history of innovation, pioneering, and genius. And this is only one way we can advance our society and economy beyond merely coping. Our Dutch scholar is one of these people that Gareth is describing. And believe it or not, Mr. President, we have 199 more like her. We are giving them all to you. Give them hope. Because my staff have nurtured, grown, and developed this hope in our youngsters. Do everything in your power to make it happen. They are ready and waiting and keen as mustard. Stop focusing on Magoro. We have 200 matrics that deserve your attention, and they deserve it now, not after Magoro. Thank you for reading this. I hope you do. And I quote Gareth again to end off. We at Bergvliet High School know who we are now, and we care about our future, and so should you. Kind regards, Stephen Price.